I'm independent, meaning that I work for myself.
Okay.
That's
Do you have
correct.
ID on you?
No, I don't have any ID on me, no.
You don't have any type of form of identification or
No,
anything?
no.
Something with a picture on it?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Do you have an ID out of the state?
欢迎收看本期视频，这里是欧美世界说。审计哥今天来到密西西比州警察局，在停车场拍警车和内部样子，这样才能引起警察注意。很快警察就赶到现场，让我们看看现场情况。
I just got a call saying you're kind of walking around like taking photos of people's tags and in their cars and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was
Is there
doing.
a reason for that?
Yeah, I'm a journalist. I was just gathering content for a story. I'm taking pictures of like the different license plates and stuff.
So, taking personal license plates and government tags, or
Well, I don't know what's the difference between personal and government. Some of them say,
government and one doesn't.
well, one of them over here says law enforcement on it, so I don't know. You know what I
Are
mean?
you from Mississippi, or
Oh, I'm not from the area. No,
where are you from?
I don't want to answer that. Don't want to answer that. Yeah,
Who do you work for? We're journalists.
I'm independent, meaning that I work for myself. That's
Do you have
correct.
ID on you?
No, I don't have any ID on me. No.
You don't have any type of form of identification or
No,
anything? Something
no.
with a picture on it?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Do you have an ID out of the state?
What does it matter if I have an ID?
Because it's policy for us when we get out and speak with somebody, we identify who they are, so that way we can add it to our CAD notes, so that way if something happens or if somebody wants to file a complaint or whatever, it makes it easier for our bosses to know who we got and spoke with.
Yeah, Lieutenant, I do have an ID.
Okay.
I don't have it on me, and I don't make it a habit. It's my policy not to identify myself.
Okay. So you're not gonna give your name, date of birth, passport?
Unless I committed a crime, no. Or
Well, it's
you
not necessarily you
suspect me.
committed a crime. Again, it's when we make contact with the public. We usually, well, I say usually, we always get a name, date of birth, some sort of identification for them, whether it be via a citation if they've made a traffic stop, or they call us out there, or we get a call from, say, City Hall.
Yeah.
Says, hey, somebody's walking around out here looking suspicious, taking photos of people's cars, of their license plates, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and I understand your policy completely.
Right. So that
and,
policy is, I'm going to ask you for your identification. So
Yeah.
if you don't have it on you, I need to get your name, date of birth then.
my policy is I don't identify myself
Okay.
unless you
then I'm going to ask you
suspected
to
me.
stop recording. I'm going to ask you to leave, and if you refuse to do that, then we'll take it up from the stuff from here. And
Why
then we'll progress further.
would you stop me from recording?
Because there's no need for you to be out here. Then
You're-
you're on.
So
I
because
understand it's government
so
property.
you're saying because I won't
I'm asking you to leave. Is what I'm asking you.
because I won't identify myself to you, you're saying that I cannot engage in my constitutionally protected activity. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm asking you to leave. Is what I'm asking you.
But I have every right to be here. No.
Well, I have every right to ask you for your ID, but you don't want to give me that. So it's tit for tat.
But it's not a tit for tat.
Okay.
That's not very
was your name?
professional of you.
What was your name?
That's not very professional, sir.
What was your name?
Sir, I told you my policy is I don't.
Okay, where's your name?
Sir, I don't give my ID unless
Have a
you
good day.
suspect me of committing a crime, sir.
All right, you can have a good day. Well, the crime would be I'm asking you for something which is a lawful order, and you're failing to obey that lawful
No, you
order.
need reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime that I'm committing or I'm about to commit in order to
You just
demand.
did by not giving me the information that I asked for.
That's not true.
Okay, I know who he is. He's one of these.
Just because I know the law,
If you, could,
you
you
know
could
who I
please
am.
leave. All right.
Well, please
One
leave.
thing, if you want to look at the cars that are identifiably marked as police department,
So
by all means,
this
listen.
Camry over here says law enforcement. Is that
That's actually a personal tag.
so? Why does it say? Why would they do that?
Because they're police.
Preferential
Because the state of
treatment.
Mississippi has law enforcement tags that actually sponsor law enforcement activities, i.e., the benevolence fund. So when a cop gets killed, their family has money that's given to them to help support them because they lost the income for.
I can respect that. Yeah.
That's what that tag's for.
Okay.
The only cars that you're going to be allowed to look at out in this lot are ones that are clearly marked as South Haven Police Department or have a government tag, like on my own marked unit, that has a government tag. Outside of that, you cannot take pictures of those cars. You can't take pictures of the inside of those cars because that's private property. And by doing such, you are trespassing into that private property.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, I'm just telling you that's how it's going to work.
You can't trespass the eyes, and at the end of the day, if it's in public, I could see it. If you went up on a traffic stop and you're looking in somebody's, it's the
I'm
plain.
telling you right now,
It's
if
the
you
plain
keep
view
looking- if you keep
doctrine.
looking
It's
at
the
these
plain.
cars-
It's the plain view doctrine, correct?
Plain
If
view.
you could see it, are you
What is
trespassing
your
into?
reasonable suspicion to be out here to look at that car?
Are you when
Tell
you
me
look
what
in
your-
when you're
tell
on a
me what
traffic
your-
stop, Lieutenant? Please, I'll let you talk. Can you let me talk?
I'll
When
listen to you.
you're at a traffic stop and you're looking in somebody's car with your flashlight, do you have any reasonable suspicion or anything? No, because it's called the plain view doctrine. Anything you can see from public.
Right.
That's it. And if you see a drugs or a gun or a firearm
What's
from
the
plain
difference between you
view,
and me? What's the difference between you and me?
nothing really.
Is there not? Because I have this on here,
Yeah.
and it's also a
You
safety
have a
hazard
badge.
for me when I'm looking at that car, whether or not somebody's hiding in that back seat with a gun or an RPG or something to do something to me.
Yeah, it's-
You, on the other hand, have openly admitted you are a journalist out there
Correct.
getting B footage for something but you're also doing that not on government property, not on government vehicles, but on personal vehicles.
But they're in
We have-
public.
we have-
They're in public.
But we have reasonable suspicion.
So you're going to go to
once we
Walmart and do the
stop
same
them.
thing? Are you going to Walmart and do the same thing?
Well, Walmart would be private property, sir. This is public property, sir. That's the difference.
Okay.
This is public property.
Well, I'm asking you not to look.
I understand what
in
you're.
my
I
officer's
understand what
vehicle.
you're asking me, sir.
'Cause
I
not
understand.
every vehicle out here is for an officer.
I
Some
understand
of these are
that.
public cars, the people that are up here that are filing complaints, legit complaints, that have emergencies or talking to us because something happened to them that involves law enforcement needing to be there. So now you're taking a photo of a car that may belong to somebody that doesn't have anything to do with law enforcement outside of the contact that needs to be made with them.
You guys run plates all day. Anybody who's
And we have
parked
the
in.
legal right to do that.
If I'm in Walmart, giving your example, if I'm in Walmart and I'm going inside of
Have a good
Walmart, I can see the plates from
Have a good
anywhere I
day.
can. Sir, I think you're being unreasonable.
I'm not.
You
I'm
are.
being very reasonable. I'm being very reasonable.
What you're trying to do is violate my constitutional rights, and I'm not going to let that happen here today.
There's no violation going here.
Okay,
And
great.
I'd like to know what you got a card so I can see what website you're going to post this to so I can watch it later.
今天的警察也
Oh
是
no,
很
you'll
谨慎
find it. I guarantee you.
先要求审计哥
You'll be
拿出身份
very
证
much aware of.
然而
what is
审计哥
supposed to
肯
do,
定
okay?
不会给他的。只要审计哥不给他身份证，
Thanks.
这样一直问下去，警察拿他一点办法没有。所以视频到最后，警察真的拿他没办法，就收队了。不过今天的警察素质还是可以的。好了，今天的视频就到这里了，请你一键3连，才能每天给大家带来好看的视频。感谢你的支持，我们下期视频再见。
How they try and make it seem that they can demand ID whenever they want, and to somebody who doesn't know their rights, and this is exactly why we make these videos, for somebody who doesn't